everyone, it's Eileen from There's a Crafty Idea, and I'm here with just a little craft along. I've been trying some new techniques, some new things. I've been inspired because my lovely sister-in-law bought me a big bag of doilies, paper doilies, and I was sitting thinking, you know, normally I would use these to tea dye with, because they put you can, you know, if you put them on your tea dye paper while it's tea dyeing, you get all these lovely patterns, and it's beautiful. And I do use them tea dyed, and I do actually put them in my journals sometime tea dyed. But I was thinking about different things to do with them because they are very pretty. And I've come up with this. Now, it's kind of like, I'm not sure, it's one of those things where I'm not sure if I've seen it when I've been watching videos, when I've been on Pinterest, when I've been Googling things. So if somebody else has done this, please, I'm sorry if I don't give you the credit for it. I'm not stealing the idea because I know I've seen things like this. All I'm doing is, this is my version of it. So that out the way. So what they are to go on the edge of your pages. Now, I've been really intrigued with like page edgings at the moment. I just love it. I absolutely love it. And these are to go on to the edge of the page, and then you can either sew down the edge to attach them, or you can just use a paper clip. Now if you're going to use a paper clip, what I would say is to glue them all together, because I haven't glued these together because I'm going to sew them. I'm just going to put a line of stitches down there, and then that becomes a tuck. So if you've got let me see, do I have any cards? One sec while I just rake through all my junk on my desk. Right, I think I found one. Have I? Aha, right, so this is just like a little journal card, and then you would just stick that into your tuck, and you could tuck in a load more things in there, and it's on both sides of your page, and they are just such a pretty page edge without adding too much bulk. You know, I mean, you know, you're going to add some bulk, but if you only have one or two in a journal, you know, you're not adding that much bulk, and I think it's just so pretty. So let's see how I've been doing it, and then, you know, it's just craft along. If you want to, just grab whatever papers you can find. I'm using a mixture of old book pages and some printed ephemera. I'm going to move these because I don't need them, and, you know, just a variety of different doilies. So you can do them with a single doily, which, you know, all you do is you literally fold them over, but I've been doing them with a double doily. One, it's going to add a little bit of extra structure, which, okay, so yes, that's going to mean a little bit more thickness, but look at the effect that you get with the two doilies, especially if the two different ones. It's even more of a beautiful kind of effect, and it gives that extra frill that is just gorgeous. So really, honestly, it's just, they're so easy to make. You could probably, if you sat with your supplies next to you on the sofa, you could do these watching the TV on a night, and it wouldn't take you long to have a big stash of them, for to put into your journals and to put onto the pages. So there we go. So there's your basic. Okay, there's the basic. Now the next part is to choose what papers you want. Now if you've got a corresponding pack of papers, then use those, or just use whatever you've got to hand. It doesn't matter. With this one, I've used some floral printed paper, I've used an old dictionary page, some music paper, and this is just a circle cut out of the old floral paper. And then this one exactly the same. So I've used just a mixture. So let's see what we've got. I kind of like this one. Now, to get the circle, it's not complicated. It's not complicated at all. What you can do is, if you want, just find something that that is circular shaped and draw around it. And you can find like different sizes of circular things. You could, if you wanted to, you could make yourself some templates. So okay, let's do that. Let's get some paper. We've got some, where's my card? Let's see, I've got some card. I have somewhere. Okay, let's use this. This is just what I've taken off a corrugated box. It doesn't have to be thick, it just has to be, you know, card. So first thing I'll do is let's cut it into a square. Okay, now I mean, everybody has various methods of making a circle. It's whatever works for you. For me, I'm just going to freehand it. So I'm going to say that that's kind of about the centre. Where's my pencil? So I know it's there and I know it's about there. So I'm just going to freehand it. It's not complicated. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle. You're going to tear anyway. So let's see what we've got. This is probably more of an oblong. Yeah, it is, but that's okay because it's still going to look pretty. I might just cut it down one last bit at the top. It's just a little bit too much there. Right. There we are, that's better. So that's going to be our first circle, okay? Let's get rid of all this rubbish. And then we're just going to do the same, you know, to make a second circle and then a third circle. You know, it's as simple as that. So let's make this even easier. I want it too much smaller. There we go. Simple as that. I think the idea of doing it like scrappy, shabby chic was because I didn't want perfect lines. I didn't want perfect circles. I just wanted it to look, you know, kind of shabby. So you don't want perfect circles. I mean, if you wanted to, I suppose you could make these perfect circles. If that kind of aesthetic works for you, then do it. But for me, I'm just going to do this. So let's start with this one. I'm going to draw a rough, if I can find my pencil, a rough line round. This side's not going to be seen, so it doesn't really matter. Just roughly cut that round. Right, now I'm just going to tear it. And it doesn't matter if I don't tear the perfect circle, it doesn't matter if it goes over or under, because I don't want, if I wanted it perfect, I would cut it, not tear it. And then we end up with that. And you can take bits off it and make it whatever you want. But we're just going to roughly in half. And then I'm just going to stick that onto there. And that's our first layer. And then we're going to do the same. We'll find a different paper. So I think what I would do is I would probably alternate it with maybe music paper. So where's our other circle? And we're just going to quickly draw around it. It doesn't have to be perfect. There we are. I'm kind of liking the edge ephemera at the minute. Edge ephemera, there's a term. Making ephemera that fits on the edge of pages, because I think I've always like kind of centered on the like the ephemera in the pages and that, and it's, you know, I'm kind of enjoying doing the edge stuff. And I'm not bothered that is a little bit skewy. That's a lot skewy, let's be honest, but it doesn't matter because it's going to look pretty anyway. And you don't have to ink these up. I've inked mine up because I like inking things up. Right, let's find one last layer. Kind of like this. So I'm going to just, because I haven't made 3 templates, I will just draw around the smaller one and then just tear within the line. Like I said, I'm not doing any particular measurements. If you wanted to, you could. It's completely up to you. I'm going to cut round this because I want to keep that lady. I want to cut her out. And I think otherwise I would lose her. She's pretty, isn't she? Right. So again, I'm going to tear around this, but I'm going to tear it within the lines to make it smaller. And I'm not concerned with the torn edges because I'm going to ink mine. But you could do this on the right side if you wanted to make sure that your torn edge is the right side. Because you don't want the white if you're not going to ink. So if you tear it on this side, you don't get that white edge. So let's just fold this over. Now it's too big, so let's just tear it down just a little bit more. It is kind of a trial and error type of thing. As I said, I was just sitting here looking at them and thinking, what can I do with them? And this is just what I've come up with for now. Let's see. Come on, open up. That's it. There we are. And see, that's all nicely coordinated because it comes from the same paper pack. And the music paper, well, that'll just fit with any kind of pack, you know. And then, like I said, I'm gonna sew mine on, but if you wanted to, you could easily glue these on as well. So let's do this one as a glue on. So first of all, wait a minute, let's get some ink on it. And I'm just quickly going to ink around everything. I mean, this is a great little project for whether you want to sew, glue, or just clip. You know, you don't really need any special tools for this one at all. You just need paper and doilies. And when it comes to the doilies, you could, you know, you don't have to use doilies. You could just do various layers of paper. Though I think it would be a little bit thicker, and it would add a little bit more bulk to your page if you were just using paper. See, the doilies are very, very, very thin, so they're not going to add as much bulk to your page. Now I'm going to do these folded over just because otherwise that they'll tear. There's no, like I said, they're very thin, so there's not enough structure there. By keeping them folded over, it's just adding its own structure. And I'm not being very neat. I'm just chucking this ink on because I don't want it to look professionally done. If you can call me a professional. I just want it to look like it's just, you know, got a little bit of aging on it. So it's not quite so pristine white, because the problem with doilies is they do tend to be white. And as you know, I'm not a fan of white space in a journal. I'll try not to be anyway. I'm getting better, you know. I'm starting to add papers into my journals that haven't got any kind of treatment on at all. It's killing me. No, it's, you know, you've just got to, if a blank page is what's needed, then it's needed. Simple as that. Right, let's put these back together. And what I'll do is, once I've got them exactly positioned where I want them, and I'm just going to quickly open it up and see that the patterns are equally in place. All I'll do then is just a bead of glue. Doesn't have to be on the edges. And just close that up. And then we'll fold it over and another bead of glue on this side. Because this is a two-sided piece of ephemera, so you need to make sure you do both sides. Now we're going to do exactly the same with this. We're going to get it where we want it. Make sure it's or as equal as you can get it, and then just a bead of glue. I mean, you can glue it all in, you know, you could glue this flat if you wanted to, but I just think once this is in your book, especially if you're going to put a paper clip on that, you've got multiple little tuck spots. You don't want them all glued flat. So, you know, you could have like tickets sticking out and little tiny tags sticking out and little bits of ephemera sticking out, and it look cute because they're sticking out of different levels. And that'll give you an added like aesthetic extra. Which is what it's all about. Right, last piece. Now I know what you're thinking, Eileen, you haven't inked the spines. Well, wait, I haven't forgotten them. I haven't forgotten them. I know, I can hear you. I can hear you saying it. Don't worry, and I haven't forgotten them. So, I ink the spine all in one go when everything's there, because otherwise you're just inking empty paper that's not going to be seen. So let's just, you know, ink where it needs it and not where it doesn't. That's why I didn't ink the edges, because I would have to guesstimate how far along to ink them, and I don't need to do that. Just wait till the end. And there you go. Now that's all nicely secured, and look, see, it's not going to come apart. Your glue's keeping it in place, whereas these ones are not. I've just left them. And then what you could do is, because it's open in the middle, you put it around your page and get a paper clip and just stick your paper clip on. Or if you wanted the whole thing just totally glued, then what I would do is I would run the bead of glue down this side very close to the edge and that side very close to the edge, and then put it on the edge of your page and stick it all down. And then what will happen is that will then keep it attached to your page, and then there you go. And because we have not glued the whole thing down, we now have secret little journal spots. Ta-da! And even these can be little journal spots. You can put little secrets in there. You know me and my secret journal spots. I love them. And then I would, whether you're going to glue it in or clip it in or sew it in, I would still put a paper clip on it just to keep everything secure and get it used to sitting in its new position, because, you know, sometimes it takes a while for paper to relax into its position. Now you're probably thinking, what is all of this stupidity you're talking? Paper actually has a memory. And not a lot of people know this, but paper actually has a memory. It has a memory in the way that it's the same as our muscle memory. So it's made flat. It remembers being flat, because when it's folded, it's not its natural state. So it's the same as our muscle memory. Our muscles remember how to work without us having to think about it, but it's still a memory. So there you go. You learn something new every day. So we've got that, and they're all done and nicely. They're just pretty. I just think they're so pretty. I am working on a journal, and I think if you just give me a second, I think I have one of the signatures almost put together, and I'm going to quickly grab that. Aha, found it, found it. If you could see the junk that's on my table, you would cry. So this is one of my signatures that I'm putting together, and I wanted these so that I can put them in here. So this was one of the pages I was thinking of, and I was thinking of using this one. So I would put this on this page. Let's just get the clip off. And get it positioned the way I want it, and make sure it's nice and tight on that page. And then I would just sew down one line, and I'm just going to leave that in there because and look how pretty that looks. So you're flicking through, boom, you've got that. Isn't that gorgeous? And then say, let's get one of these tags. You got a tag sticking in there, you got a little circlet sticking in there, you've got another one sticking in there. You could just stick all sorts in it, and isn't that lovely? Doesn't that look cute? Especially on a page that's just blank. And there we go. And so that's going to work like that. I'm going to leave that one in there because that looks great in there. So we've done 2. Let's do some more. Now, if my camera stops working, which it has been unfortunately doing just lately, this video might abruptly end. So if that happens, I do apologise. I'm having a bit of a nightmare with it at the moment. It's just not wanting to play. Now, I've got a few of these already folded, and I want to fold a few more. Oh, these ones, you know what I did with these ones? I've got that antique Mod Podge, and it's called Antique Matte. And I decided to put some on because I thought it would strengthen the doilies, and it did. It's strengthened them a lot. But I kind of don't like the texture it's given them. I will use these for something. I just haven't decided what I'll use them for yet. They'll come in handy somewhere. So let's get a couple more of these little ones. See, this is a good and quick way to mass make. You know, you could sit and mass make loads of these without it being a problem. That's a bit big, that one, isn't it? But isn't that a beautiful doily? I just, there's so many things I want to do with it. I haven't decided yet. What I was thinking of was attaching it to the bottom of a page so that it kind of folds over that way. I haven't decided yet. I mean, that could be quite nice actually, couldn't it? And then you'd have 4, and that could be in the centre. Ooh, ooh. I think I'm going to have to try that in an upcoming video. But yeah, that's going to be nice. Okay, so let's get these ones together. So it's nice when people, you know, especially like I've got loads of family and friends, and they're all starting to get used to the idea that I'm doing the junk journaling and that, and it's great because when they're out shopping, they come back with all sorts. And when she saw these doilies, she was like, "Oh, I know somebody who does all their doilies." Yep, and this is what happens. Give a crafter a challenge. Isn't it great? I love it when people do that, and I'm like, oh yes, I can use that. Oh, so yeah, just inspiration comes from all over, I suppose, doesn't it? Like I say, I don't know if I have seen these on somewhere. I've got a vague memory of seeing something like this on maybe Pinterest. I want to say Pinterest, but then I see so much on Pinterest and I forget what I've seen. Right, we've got those ones done. So let's get some papers. Let's get some papers. Let's see what we've got. Okay, we'll go for this one. So where's our circle? I'm just going to move these over because now I'm in the mass producing mood. So let's get some bits done. See how quickly you could have a ton of these made? Just get into it, get them done, have fun with them, use up whatever you've got at hand. Like I said, this would be a fun thing to sit and do on a night in front of the telly. It would be great. Right, I'm going to leave that there while I just go another page, because we might as well, while we're mass making, we might as well, that's the same page, we might as well just get into it. Okay, I haven't trimmed these, so I'm just checking where the edges are so that I don't go off the edge and have white bits. I wonder if I'll get more out by doing them. Let's have a look and see. I don't think I will, no. Trying to work against physics again. I feel if anybody could, it would be a crafter. Because, you know. Nothing's impossible to a crafter. Isn't that right, everyone? You give us the materials and we'll build you anything. We'd like to think so, wouldn't we? And we will do it with flair. Oh, dear me. And then, because I'm mass making now, you know, it's gonna just be so quick to get quite a few of these. So if you had a few journals on hand to do, you know, you could very quickly produce a lot of ephemera for those journals, and then, you know, you're kind of giving yourself a head start. Right, all those need to be torn, but I want some book page as well. So let's see, what book page were we using? Let's see what we've got. Because this is kind of, you know, it's going to take some quite a bit of damage with being, you know, having things prodded in and prodded out. I want some pretty good book page, so I'm going to just use some of this. Let's just get some of this out, because this paper is really sturdy, really sturdy. So that should do us. We'll pop that book back, or later, because it won't go back in. Right, now where's this one? Because I want these to be our middle ones. So and with a bit of luck, I'll get away with like going through 2 layers of music when I'm tearing, with a bit of luck. Right, there we go. And I'm just going to start tearing. It's a little bit more awkward because I'm going through 2 layers, but that's fine. And like I said, I'm not bothered about it being a perfect circle. There's one lot. See how quick this goes by? It's just fantastic. Those bits can be used for something. So, how is everybody? I hope you're all well. I hope everybody's doing okay with the weather. I know we've been getting battered in the northeast of England by this horrible rain. It just will not let up. It's been a full week and a half now, and yeah, it's just everywhere's soaking and sodden, and because of the damp it makes the cold worse. I think that you know, I can handle the cold, but when it's damp cold, oh, it just goes straight through your bones, doesn't it? And I'm just, yeah, I'm sick of being wet and cold. I'm almost craving snow. Though it's hardly much better. Yeah. I feel sorry for everybody who's caught in the floods, because I think Wales is getting really badly flooded. I know that we've had some localised flooding up in the northeast. That hasn't been nice. They've had to close some of the motorways, which, you know, we don't have that many motorways. So when they start closing them, it's like, uh-oh. Right, where did I put those papers that I've just drawn round? Oh, there they are. So yeah, it hasn't been loads of fun. What's the weather like where you are? Drop me a comment and let me know how are you dealing. You know, are you do you have extreme weather? Do you not? What are you dealing with at the moment? Because I think everybody's suffering. I was just glad that, you know, Australia didn't have any really bad fires this year, because bless them, last year that was just awful. It was awful. Let's hope that those fires don't reoccur. Let's hope that I haven't, by speaking of them, called them back. Hopefully not. The thing I haven't done, which there was the one thing that I did do on the others, was to put a focal point in these. Now, you know, you don't need a focal point. You don't have to have it. If you've got something round, like some ephemera that's round, like a clock face or something. Uh-oh. That one went over, didn't it? It's okay, because we can just... And that's just going to be a different shape. There we are. Perfect. Yeah, so on one of them I used a clock face. I think it's the one that I put in the book. On this one, I just cut a circle. Now, I cut the circle of this because it has a rose in the centre. You could just tear a smaller circle if you wanted to. Or you could just leave it. It doesn't have to have a focal point. Like I say, when you put it in the journal, you might choose a different focal point. You might have something else that you want to put on it. Or if you've got some small ephemera, you could put a different focal point on each side. So you could have like a little, I don't know, you could have a Timmy Holtz person on one side, and like a little Timmy Holtz person on this side, and then another person on that side, because it's going to be on 2 different pages. So, you know, there's no fast and hard rules as to what you put on. I haven't tried them with the little Timmy Holtz. You know, let's do that with this one. Well, with the next one. Let's complete one, and we'll put some Timmy Holtz people on and see what it looks like. Because I think that might be quite a nice way of decorating them and giving them just that nice little focal point. There we go. That'll look good. Now these are going to be the smaller ones, so I'm going to tear well within the line. And if you're worried that this is wasting a lot of print out, you know, you printed out ephemera, use book page. Use book page, because, you know, it doesn't matter with book page. You can always find more old books. It's fine. Let's just get another small one, and then we'll try the Timmy Holtz thing. Because I think that's going to look cute. I mean, you can see the way I'm tearing. I am not being precious at all. At all. So let's get one of these, and let's start putting our pieces together. So we'll get that one on. Let's just get some ink on. Might as well ink while we do. And you can see, yes, I have got those white edges around where I've torn it like backwards. That's okay, because the ink is it's going to pick up the ink, and then it's going to give it an even more of a shabby effect. See, where it's just picking it up even more, and that just adds to the shabby effect. I'll ink the doilies when I'm finished. Let's get some music paper. Oh, you know what? I did the music paper the wrong size, did I? Or is that just... Let me just see. Yes, I did. Okay, I'm just going to quickly tear this one down a bit. So, I'm a bit lost here. This is what happens when I try and make templates. Okay, just a little bit smaller then, eh? Yeah, it doesn't need to be huge, I mean it's smaller. There we go. Let's just give it a nice ink up. Yeah, and then we'll use this nice little one. And I'll have the words going the right way, why not? And just for as a point of fact, you can put these on any direction you want, you know, it doesn't have to be, you could turn the whole thing round and put it on, although it doesn't matter, does it, because it's on both sides. Just ignore me. My brain's just not working right now. Okay, so that one's the circles are a little bit closer together, but that's fine, I don't mind that, it looks quite cute. I think maybe that should have been, is that the, yeah, that's the bigger circle. Okay, let's just swap that out. You see what happens to me when I try and make templates. This is why I usually do it by eye. Right, let's give this a go and see if this is better. There we go, there we are. We got it. I'm just going to take the little tiny edges off there too. Whoops-a-daisy. There we are. That's it, we've got it now. Now, we're going to just ink around the edges of this. I'm just going to do it quickly because you've already seen me do this once. I can always go and retouch it again once it's on the page. And I'll just do the one side just so that we can see what the effect is like. Although I might as well do both sides, it doesn't take 2 seconds. And I'm not on a time challenge, so there we go. Right. And these doilies are a different shade of white. Well, one's almost cream. That's fine. That's just going to add to like the overall effect. And if you're that worried, you could always get your blending brush out and blend some ink into the other one if you wanted to take away some more of the whiteness, and that would work just as well. But I'd quite like the fact that they're a different colour because it separates the laciness a little bit, and you can see the difference in the doilies. Right, look, we've got these stuck on now. Just make sure we've got everything equidistant. There we go. Right, now I'm just going to grab a paper clip just to hold things in place, because I don't want to glue this one because this one's going to get sewn on. But what I'll do is we'll have a look. Where's the one that I glued? Is it that one? No, it's not that one, it's that one. Is this the one I glued? Or did I put that one in the other book? No, it's this one. Right, so this one's glued. So we'll put the people, the Timmy Holtz people on this. Now just bear with me while I find the Timmy Holtz people, because I can't remember which. Aha! It's the first one I looked in. Right. Now, we want the little Timmy Holtz people. So let's get all these out and let's see what we've got. Now, isn't she gorgeous? She's always gorgeous. I'm not sure. What about... Oh, she's pretty. A different size. Uh-oh. You should be in the middle ones. Who do we have here hiding away? Again, you should be in the middle ones. I've got all my sizes mixed up. I don't want to double, so we'll put them away. We've got this little laddie with his little doggy. Oh, we've got this little girl with the flag. Okay, we'll go with that one. So let's put these ones away. I need to order some more of these. I'm running out of certain ones. I was going to get the Christmas ones and I never got around to ordering them. There we go. Right, okay. Let's just pop the little bits out. And we will... You don't have any little bits. And I'm just going to quickly put some distressing ink around them, just to take off the white edges and to add a little bit of distressing, a little bit of aging. They don't need it that much, you know, it's just when you get these, they do have kind of a white edge that you need to take off. There we go. Okay, right. let's get this little lady on. And because these are card, you kind of have to use a tacky glue. They're just not going to stick with a glue stick. I mean, they work well with Fabri-Tac as well. Now the only problem with this is going to stick down to the first 2 layers. But if you're not bothered about that, that's fine. Or you could just stick out and, you know, lift that up and stick it. But you've still got these other layers that you can stick stuff to. So let's get this little lady on the other side. Oh, you've got more pop outs. It's just a tiny little bit of ink. There we go. And we'll get her stuck on there. And again, she is going to go over and she is going to stick that down, but that's fine, it doesn't matter. And then that's going to sit in your book on the edge of the page, and you're going to have your little Timmy Holtz girl on that side and your little Timmy Holtz girl on that side. Isn't that great? I love it. I love it. Right, now because my camera is just being, I don't know, it's took a mind of its own again. I'm sure it's haunted. I think I've got gremlins. I'm going to end the video there, but I mean, you've got the basic principles, you know what you're doing, and I hope you've enjoyed watching me craft these and playing with them, and you know, give them a go. Get some doilies. You can usually find them in your local store, and or you can get them online. You know, they're pretty cheap, and they're just a nice way of adding a little bit of, I don't know, extra shabbiness, shabby chicness into your journal. And as you've seen in that other one, you know, they do look really pretty over the page. So, you know, they're just such a gorgeous little... I've got the clock upside down, I've just realised. I can turn that round. Oh no, I haven't. That's unusual. Right, but you can see how pretty they are in the book, and they just add a little bit of extra gorgeousness. So yeah, give it a go, see how it goes, and see what you think. I've just realised I've got these. Now this hasn't printed out properly, so I wouldn't use this one, but these little circles that you sometimes get in your digital packs would work perfectly. I mean, you could take the edges off as well, so yeah, cute. Right, so give them a go, enjoy, have fun with them, play with them, come up with your own ideas, and let me know what you think. Do you like these shabby chic things? I love them, I think they're great. I'm going to sew them into that journal that I'm making, which I'm going to show you probably in the next couple of videos. So yeah, so we'll see what they look like sewn in, because I haven't done that yet, and we can give that a go. So have fun with them, and thanks for watching. Please drop a like if you've enjoyed it. Give me a comment, tell me how you're doing with the weather, what's going on where you are. Are you staying safe? I hope so. And I will see you in the next one, so take care and happy crafting. Bye.